Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to try out two new primers. Well, they're new for me, but they're not as new as some other product in the market. So this is Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. This is from Becca. Usually from what I feel is like Becca is more towards the shining, glowing, like dewy kind of finishing. When they came out with Evermatte, I'm very intrigued. I want to try this. So I'm going to try this on one side of my face, and the other side is from Marc JACOBS Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. So this is not quite new anymore, I don't think. A lot of people have tried this before and they really like it, but I never tried before. So we're going to compare these two on each side of my face today, and then we're going to test out, do a wear test. Again, probably 8 hours. See which one holds up the foundation better. So the foundation I'm going to use today is no surprise. It's the from YSL All Hours foundation. I've tried this one in my last video. If you haven't checked that, go ahead, check it out. I really like this foundation, but the only thing I'm complaining about this is it's too shining after 8 hours. Probably not 8 hours. Like after 5 hours. So on my T-zone, which is really oily, this is turned to be really shiny on my face. So, but I didn't use any primer in my last video, so I thought let's just do that. I'm going to try this primer with this foundation on my face today, and let's see which primer works better. Since my last video, I haven't used this foundation. I just want to test out. So this will be like my second impression. Let's see if anything changes. For the first impression, I really love it. Let's see how will this perform as my second impression. All right, so let's get closer and get started. So this is $36 and you get 1.35 fluid ounce. 36, kind of expensive. Feels very light. It's in the kind of a squeeze tube container. So I'm going to try the matte on the right side of my face and the Marc Jacob one on the left side of my face. All right, so I'm going to apply with just my fingers. What? Oh, it's so tight. Okay, so kind of a T-zone. Oh, I like the feel to it. Okay, let's see if it works. It doesn't have the silicone slippery feeling. It's kind of like lotion. It absorbs to your skin, which I love. Okay, now let's try the Marc Jacob. I'm mostly curious about this one. Let's just try. Okay, I'm going to do probably this much on this side of the face. Oh, smell like coconut. I don't think this will be matte, but I'm just hoping it doesn't make my foundation too oily. I could be wrong, like really wrong. Two primers have been on my face and they feel different. This one is kind of hydrating feels. The Marc Jacob one is kind of hydrating, and this one is drying now, so it's like smooth. It's not sticky, it's just smooth. And it's not slippery either. So like really smooth. All right, so let's give a second try of the All Hours foundation. Let's see if I like it the same amount as the first time I applied it. So let's just do one pump on one side of my face. I'm going to use my beauty blender again. Yeah, let's just... Oh, the scent! Still wonderful. I like the clean scent. I think all the foundations should add this scent to their product. just make yourself feel so clean. It goes on really, really well. Can you see the difference? I remember the first time I applied, I was like, whoa, this side just like filtered nicely, and this side is like bare. All the discoloration, all the all right. Okay, let's just another pump for the left side. Can you see this side is already much dewier than this side. This side is matte and this is dewy. I don't mind the dewy, I just don't want it to be oily down my T-zone. Am I crazy, or this seems more coverage? Okay, let's just add a little bit more on this side. And see. So this side you can tell here kind of dewy, and this side just whew, matte. Okay, second time apply this foundation. Still love it. And based on the primer, it gives you a different kind of finish. As you can see, matte, dewy. Like based on the primer, you can tell the primer does a really good job. So if you want this, choose this primer. If you want this, choose this primer. But none of those so far make me look oily yet, which is nice. I think the matte side is gonna win. I just feel like so far it's so matte. It looks great. So far still love the foundation. The foundation is still winning. The second time using it, still love it. And nothing to complain. Just need to see at the end of the day, right? All right, so I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup and I will be back. All right, the rest of the makeup is done. After powdering my face, kind of set my under eye area, I think both sides are looking equally good so far. Can you feel this side is better than probably? This highlighter really good. It's subtle. I don't like too much of blinding highlighter because when you look from the front, it's kind of like two white lines like that. That's not really my cup of tea. I like kind of glowing when you turn your head. It's kind of glowing, kind of wet, dewy looking. That's what I prefer. From Hourglass, the ambient light, luminous light. So it looks like this, really tiny. Because highlighter, you cannot use that much. I think the size like this is like perfect. A perfect highlighter size. This is what it looks now. It's really subtle and kind of a within kind of a glow. So yeah, this is the highlighter I'm using. The makeup goes on really nicely as well. So the only thing left for us to check it out is the wear test. Let's see if it's still like looking really shiny like my last video, which is so shiny like a mirror without primer. So hopefully this time with the primer it will look much better. We'll see after 8 hours. I have high hope for this one. Let's just see. This is on the left, on my right side. I will see you guys in 8 hours. Bye. Hi, I'm back. I just realized I didn't document the time that I put on this primer and foundation, all this makeup. I think it's around 10:30. I'm pretty sure it's 10:30. So right now it's 7:30, so it has been 9 hours. I think the foundation holds up pretty good. You can still tell, right? It's still kind of oily. Like, I remember this side is the Becca's Ever Matte primer, and this side is the coconut what's that called? It's the coconut face primer. Still looks good, but just still shining. Like, can you imagine, even with the primer, still shining? That's the only thing I still don't like about this foundation. It's too shiny for oily skin. If you have dry skin, does that work a lot better? Just let me know in the comments, because for me, it's a little bit less shiny, but still shiny. Like, it's not mirror kind of shining, but it's still kind of looking oily. I can blot my face, but in 9 hours, I didn't blot at all. This is how it looks. Yeah, so I do think the primer did something, but not that great. I have the other YSL foundation, which is this one. This one is not that oily, I can tell, but this is not long lasting. That's another thing. I mentioned this in my previous video too. Yeah, that's today's review on these two primers. Probably I have to try this with other foundation to see if it does mattify me. But right now, no. I blame the foundation. I think this one can go really well with the really drying foundation, which is the Bare Minerals foundation, the very long wearing foundation, the new one. I think this will go really well with that one, but that one's, because that one is super drying. So yeah, I'm gonna try that with that too and see how I like it. This is not working so well, but this one I still need to test more because this is not a mattifying primer. That's all for today's review. Hope you like it, and I will see you guys in my next one.